Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Let's get to the recap of our November 28th slip. We did not do a video yesterday. Wasn't able, for some reason, I don't get to post my videos in my house. My Wi-Fi is not nearly strong enough to post videos. If I tried to post it at my house, it would take like 12 hours for it to upload. So I have to drive to like a place that has really good service, and then I post it there. It wouldn't upload yesterday for some reason. Every time I would go to upload the video, it get to like 75%, and then it would just go back down to 0. It'd get to 75%, go back down to 0, so it just wasn't posting. Yesterday, I wasn't even going to do player props. I wasn't going to do an underdog fantasy video yesterday. I was going to do team props. I wanted to take a day off. There was only 3 games yesterday. I wasn't really loving any matchups yesterday. So I just decided to just do some team props yesterday. Posted those on Instagram, posted those on Twitter. They fell a little bit short. Some of them really got finessed hard, but it's okay. I just wanted to give something a different try yesterday. But today we are back with NBA player props. So let's go ahead and recap our 28th slate, our 28th card. That was our last pick. The lock of the day that day was DeAndre Ayton, was Nikola Vucevic, over 28.5 points and rebounds. That man had 18 points and rebounds at the half, and then went into the fourth quarter with 18 points and rebounds. Didn't record a single stat in the third quarter. Actually went into the third quarter trailing Andre Drummond in points and rebounds. Andre Drummond had 10 points, 9 rebounds. He had 19 points and rebounds heading into the fourth quarter. Falls just 4 short, I believe. They get 19 and 9, or excuse me, it's 16 and 9. Falls just just a couple short there for Nikola Vucevic. She really should have, had he recorded any stats in the third quarter, would have hit his line. DeAndre Ayton ended up having a pretty big night as expected, even though Devin Booker had like a 40-point night that night. He ended up having just as big of the night that we needed him to have. And then our last play of the day was that Lonnie Walker play, which was kind of the exact opposite of what was supposed to happen. Played one of his season low in minutes, also shot a season low in percentage that game. Shot like 3 for 7 or something in that game. Didn't play like the entire fourth quarter. Lakers obviously that day blew that huge lead in the fourth quarter. Just didn't make his shots, didn't get no time. It didn't even come anywhere close, really. I think he had 9 points that night. So Lonnie Walker was playing fantastic basketball. Been keeping my eye on it all season. In the game, I decided to finally play him. He has one of his worst games of the entire season. So that's a bummer, but we got 3 plays for today. 2 of them are not officially out yet, but I'm still going to play them because I know I want to have them anyways. And then one will be a last play under for us. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's talk about these plays. Hey, real quick, it is the holiday season, and what better gifts than to give your loved ones, your friends, and your family than tickets to see their favorite artist perform in concert, whether they're dancing, singing, comedian, or to see their favorite team perform live in front of them, whether they get to watch their favorite players perform in person for the very first time, or this is, the 5th or 6th time. There's no better way to do that than with SeatGeek tickets. To buy those tickets off of SeatGeek, and courtesy of Take My Shot, if you guys use code Take My Shot when you guys purchase those tickets, you're gonna get $20 off your first purchase of tickets off of SeatGeek. Now, obviously, I just went to that New Orleans Pelicans versus the New Orleans Saints versus the Baltimore Ravens game I just went to the other day. Bought those tickets, of course, on SeatGeek. No better way to buy those tickets. And I'm actually thinking about buying some more tickets off SeatGeek. I'm thinking about taking these Bucks at Pelicans. Of course, I live right next to New Orleans. Not right next, about an hour and a half or so. But I'm thinking about buying these tickets to go watch the Pelicans play the Bucks in New Orleans. Look how cheap these tickets are. $185 to be right there on, not on court level, but to be on that first level range. Even $160, $100 right there to be right behind the basket. They're $160. No better way to buy tickets than on SeatGeek. And if you guys use code Take My Shot, you guys can get $20 off that first purchase. Perfect just in time for the holiday season. So make sure you guys use code Take My Shot when you buy these tickets. Make sure you buy those tickets off SeatGeek, man. No better way. Okay, today's lock of the day is going to be coming from the Jazz-Clippers game. Now, there's officially no Clippers lines out on Underdog Fantasy. I messaged them. I'm trying to figure out why there's no Clippers lines. The Clippers don't have anyone questionable that's not supposed to already not play, and they don't have anybody that's hasn't been playing that's supposed to play. So I don't know why there's no Clippers lines out. There's 0. That's really frustrating, but I don't know why. I messaged them, still I've got no response. So today's lock of the day will be coming from that game because I still know I want to take a line in that game. It just hasn't officially dropped. Looked around at some other books, tried to see what the projected line is going to be. So we're going to take a Vika Zubac today, the lock of the day. Over 23, 24, 25 points, rebounds, and assists is probably right around where he's probably going to be. 26 on the high end, probably 26.5, 25.5, and then probably 22.5 or 23.5 on the low end. It'll be right around in that range somewhere. I'm finding him at about 11.5 rebounds and about 10.5 points. So somewhere around that range, 23, 24 range. Whatever it is, as long as it's not like 28.5 or something like that, I'm fine with it. I'm going to take a Vika Zubac. Now, Vika Zubac will be taking on the Jazz today, who give up the most points in the paint in the entire NBA. And Zubac ranks 7th in the NBA in points in the paint, so he's one of the best points in the paint scorers in the entire NBA. Also, it ranks 5th in the NBA in paint touches, so he's a guy that gets the ball down low a lot, versus a team that gives up a lot of points down low in the NBA right now, than the worst in the entire NBA right now. They also give up the 3rd most rebounds in the entire NBA, and Zubac finds himself as the 4th best rebounder in the entire NBA, sitting at 11.7 rebounds per game. The thing that I'm really liking about Zubac, outside of those obvious stats, that he's rebounding very well versus a bad rebounding team, and he's scoring a lot of points in the paint versus a bad points in the paint team, he has actually seen a massive increase in production as far as minutes go. Already this season, he's played 13 games over 30-plus minutes. He's averaging 30 minutes on the season. Last year, in the entirety of the season, he was only averaging 24 minutes per game. So he's seeing 6-minute increase from a year ago. Obviously, we're only 20 games into the season, but that's already a third through the season. He's already playing 6 more minutes than he was playing before, averaging about 3 more rebounds and about the same as scoring goes. But he has definitely seen a gigantic increase in minutes. Obviously, just the other night had that massive 31 and 29 night, so that'll help his numbers just a little bit. But he could have a massive game like that again tonight. But if we can just get the same kind of production he's been giving us lately for Ivica Zubac, we should be able to crush this lock of the day line. So give me Ivica Zubac today as our lock of the day over his points and rebounds. Okay, our next play of the day as well is not an official line that is out yet on Underdog, but I have asked for it, so it will be up eventually. Give me Grayson Allen today over 2.5 threes. They may drop it at 2.0, but I'm expecting them to probably drop this at 2.5 for Grayson Allen. He'll be taking on the New York Knicks today, who give up the most threes in the NBA to small forwards. And recently, I guess not recently, but just this last game, Grayson Allen is coming off one of his best games of his career. Went 7 for 7 from 3, finished the game 7 for 8. Was red hot after that game. Expect that production to stay hot, right? When a shooter starts to shoot, he starts to hit, he gets a little bit of confidence. Now, he did play the Knicks earlier this season. In that game, he made 4 threes in that game, so he crushed his line in that one. Also, last year, in the same, he played the Knicks 4 times last year, hit it in 3 out of 4 games. He had 6 threes, 5 threes, 2 threes, and 3 threes. So he's averaging 4 threes a game versus the Knicks last season. So he's hit this over 4 out of the last 5 matchups versus the New York Knicks. Has an innate ability to hit a large amount of threes versus Knicks team, because they give up a lot of threes as this Knicks defense. So give me Grayson Allen today over 2.5 threes as our second play of the day today. And our last play of the day will be coming from that same exact game, that Bucks-Knicks game. Give me Julius Randle today under 18.5 points. We played this exact play earlier this season under 19.5 or 20.5, can't remember. And we crushed this line completely last year. Julius Randle is coming off of a back-to-back, so it's going to be he's not coming off a back-to-back. He's heading into a back-to-back. This is going to be the second game he's played. Played just last night, where he took a season-high 24 shots and scored 36 points, also a season-high. So had a massive volume. Did Julius Randle. Can't expect him to have back-to-back production like that, taking a season-high in shots as well as a season-high in points. It's hard to kind of maintain that kind of production. Now he goes from having his best scoring night of the entire season to taking on the #1 power forward defense in the NBA. Earlier this season, he got held to 14 points versus the New York Knicks in a game where he actually only made 1 field goal through 3 quarters of that game. He finished the game with 3 field goals made, shot a bunch of free throws, but those 2 field goals he made were right at the end of the game in a bunch of garbage time. So he got absolutely clamped up in his last matchup, expecting the same thing here tonight. He's actually gone under 4 of the last 5 times he's taken on the Bucks. In those 4 misses, he's only averaging 11.75 points. He did have the one game where he did go over, he did have a 32.9. But even if you add that to his average, he's only averaging 15.8 points versus the Bucks in his last 5 games. You could even go back even more years, back to 2021, back to 2020. He's really struggled versus this Bucks team, obviously, with Giannis and Brook Lopez. I don't like to go that deep into years of data. I don't like to grab like 15 to 20 games worth of data. I feel like that's just way too much for one game. But it's been a rough going for Julius Randle versus this Bucks team. You could honestly even take the under on his points, rebounds, and assists. I believe it sits at about 30.5. Has even gone under that in his earlier matchup this year, as well as the matchups in the past. But went ahead and just went with the points today, because he did have a fairly decent rebounding game last time. I think he had 12 boards in that last one. So I think he had 28 points and rebounds and assists in his last matchup earlier this season. So we got close to that line. He won't get close to this points line, so I'm going to take the points line. But I don't think you can go wrong going with the points, rebounds, and assists as well. The Bucks actually rank their overall is the #1 power forward defense in the league, but they hold them power forwards to the 3rd least amount of points, the 2nd least amount of rebounds, and the 3rd least amount of assists. So honestly, you could go points, rebounds, and assists as well. It's going to be a tough night for Julius Randle tonight. So give me Julius Randle under 18.5 points tonight. All right, that means the perfect 3 slip, which I haven't even personally put in yet because these lines aren't out yet, but they will be out by the end of the day, trust me. Ivica Zubac over on his points and rebounds. It's going to be Grayson Allen over 2.5 threes and Julius Randle under 18.5 points as today's perfect 3 slip, boys. All right, boys, that's going to wrap up today's video. This is it. This is our last chance. It is November 30th. We will not get another shot after this. We are trying to go for the sweep record. I think our channel record for sweeps in a month sits at 5. We've done it a couple times. We've never hit 6. Tonight is going to be the night. We got to just manifest it. We got to believe, we got to believe, we got to believe. Loving these 3 plays. Again, they haven't officially dropped on Instagram or on Underdog yet. I've messaged them. I'm trying to get the lines out. As long as Zubac's line isn't something crazy and Grayson Allen's line isn't like 3 exactly or something like that, these plays will stay exactly the same. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with that on Instagram and Twitter, so make sure you follow me there. That being said, I will catch you tomorrow for December 1st video tomorrow. And we'll talk about how the numbers did this month. We had a pretty good month again, just like we did in October. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.